What's up guys, Jimmy here with another Lots of Games video. I want to apologize to all of you for taking way too long to upload any videos to this channel. I've been super busy, I've been saving money, I've been hitting the ground running because I'm going to be moving to Nashville, Tennessee in the next 2 to 3 months. And so I've been just sending out my resume, I've been doing job interviews, I've been checking out neighborhoods, and this is kind of like something that's been kind of like a process, a big process in the making. And I visited Nashville, Tennessee years ago, and I'm super excited to live there with my family. So again, I apologize for not uploading to this channel, and it's been a very long time. Quick backstory. You already see the title to this video. Years ago when the Xbox 360 launched, I remember I sold some things on eBay and I was able to afford to get the Xbox 360 bundle. And I also was able to get a copy of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I got home, pretty much everything that, that I wanted to sell, I sold so I could get the Xbox 360. I didn't have a lot of games. I had a single retail game. And some of you guys that end up, getting a new console, something you've saved for, you kind of know where I'm coming from. But I'll never forget, I played a lot of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion when I first got the 360, but I wanted to try some other games. And fortunately, on the Xbox Marketplace, there were a whole lot of demos to check out and to download. Even though I bought the Xbox 360 within its first year launch, there were a lot of demos I was surprised that I was able to download and play. Some of them were really good, some of them were not that great, which is great because I'm just going to stay away from those games. But here we are many years later, and we've got systems like the Xbox One, we've got the PS4, we've got the Switch, we've got the PC, and these platforms have demos, of course. But the cool thing about today is that there are so many free-to-play games. Going back to with the demos, free-to-play games. Some of them are really good, and some of them are not that great at all. Some of them are maybe not worth your time or interest, which is totally understandable. But I think it's really awesome to think that you could go down to your local electronics store, spend some money to get a system. If you don't have a PS4, get a PS4, go home, not even buy any games. And there's a lot of actually great games for you to check out and to download. Games like Warframe or Apex. And the great thing about this is that there's really something for everyone, whether you're into shooters or sports titles or even like single player experiences. You're like, you know what, I don't really like to play online with people. I just like to kind of do my own thing, be a lone wolf. You can do that with a lot of these free-to-play games, which is really amazing. Now, you go to Twitch, and you'll see that some of the top watched games, obviously a lot of these free-to-play games are ultra popular, but not only are they popular to play, a lot of these free-to-play games are super popular to watch as well. And you go to these Steam charts, you check out what top games on Steam, and Steam has thousands and thousands of games to choose from, and some of the top played games, top downloaded, and people who are actually playing the games are free to play titles. And kind of going back with this is how crazy and how important some of these free to play games are to some of these companies. A little while back, it really wasn't looking too good for EA Games. Battlefield 5 was a major disappointment, obviously to EA, but to the stock or the shares for EA Games, it took a major nosedive in price because, Battlefield 5, that's a title where they spend probably tens of millions of dollars on making, and think about hundreds of people that worked on Battlefield 5. There's a lot of controversy on that, but needless to say, that game did not perform the way EA had hoped. And so the company was not, from a financial standpoint, was not doing that great. Well, then you have, not too much longer after that nosedive, you have the surprise release, quote unquote surprise release, of Apex. And very shortly after Apex was released, the stock or the shares for EA, because EA Games published, Respawn worked on Apex, but EA published Apex, the stock quickly gained traction and was able to go up, up, and up. And so that's the amazing power for some of these free-to-play games. Now, with the whole theme of this video going back with when the Xbox 360 and the PS3 were out, the folks at the PlayStation division, they saw how popular the Nintendo Wii was. And they were like, wow, those motion controls, the motion control money, we got to get some of that. And they ended up releasing the PS Move, something, different than the Wii, but they wanted something to kind of entice people who wanted to get an experience that involved motion controls. The Xbox division, they saw that sweet motion control money. They're like, you know what? Nintendo Wii is killing it. We want some of that money as well. And of course, they released the Kinect. Something obviously different than Kinect, but you kind of see where I'm coming from. They kind of altered some of their plans. They were still releasing other games that were not motion control titles, but they kind of maybe put a lot of the resources in a different direction. Such is going to be the case with free-to-play titles. A lot of publishers and developers, they're not dumb. They see, the tens of millions of people who quickly jumped on board with Apex. They see the raging success that Fortnite is. And some of the other titles, even titles that have been out for a long time, but millions of people have been playing month after month, games like Warframe. So kind of going back, a lot of these companies are going to continue to release titles at retail like they have in the past, but imagine some games that might be headed or were going to be announced for retail, some of those games might become free-to-play titles. Or in fact, some titles that might kind of be in development might be scrapped because you're like, you know what? Company might say, we want to kind of get on this bandwagon of free-to-play model. Let's scrap this title that maybe a lot of us would be kind of excited for, and they might go in a new direction using their developers, artists, talent to kind of go in this title for down the road to be released as a free-to-play experience. And I'd imagine in the future, we're going to see a lot of this in the near future. But guys, let me know your thoughts on games in the future, free-to-play model. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you later.